10 phrases that if he says to you, it could be a sign that you should consider leaving this person because the relationship is unhealthy. 1. You're such a pain. When he treats your feelings or requests as pain, it shows a lack of respect and a lack of willingness to listen. Repeating this phrase over and over again shows that he doesn't want to understand you, making you feel worthless. A relationship is based on understanding, but this phrase makes you feel isolated and not cared for properly. 2. You never do anything right. This phrase silently destroys your self-esteem, making you feel like you're not good enough. It's not just a complaint, it's a way of controlling you, making you doubt yourself. A true lover will support and encourage your growth, not put you down. 3. I don't have time for your problems. This is one of the statements that shows a lack of care, sharing and understanding in the relationship. When your partner constantly says that he doesn't have time for your problems, it not only shows selfishness, but also indifference to your feelings and the difficulties you are facing. In a healthy relationship, both people must be willing to listen and support each other through difficult times, no matter how busy they are. This statement is a sign that your partner is prioritizing work or personal priorities over your relationship and feelings. If this happens often, it can create distance, making you feel unappreciated and unworthy in the relationship. A relationship can only be sustainable when both people share and face challenges together, instead of letting one person carry it alone. 4. I was just imagining it. This statement is a denial of your feelings and experiences, making you feel untrustworthy in the eyes of your partner. When your partner repeatedly says that you were just imagining things, it could be a way for them to avoid responsibility or simply not want to admit that there is a problem in the relationship. This can be deeply hurtful, as your feelings are disregarded and not recognized. This denial can also cause you to start doubting yourself, wondering if what you feel is really accurate. A healthy relationship requires respect for both parties' feelings. If your partner is not willing to listen and acknowledge your feelings, it is a sign of disrespect and can lead to a long-term breakup. 5. I'm not good enough for you. This is a dangerous statement that not only lowers your self-worth, but also instills feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness. When your partner says this, he is implying that you need to change your body to fit his standards, whereas true love does not demand perfection. True love is about accepting the other person for who they are, including their strengths and weaknesses. Making you feel like you're not good enough not only makes you doubt yourself, but also creates tension and pressure in the relationship. This is his way of controlling and manipulating you, forcing you to do everything to please him, when in reality, your worth does not depend on whether or not you respond to any of the other person's wishes. A healthy relationship requires respect and encouragement, not words that hurt and belittle you. When you start to feel like you're not good enough, it's time to reconsider the value of this relationship and whether it's bringing you happiness and confidence. 6. It's your fault. When he constantly blames you for everything, this is a clear sign of mental control and manipulation. He has taken responsibility for himself, shifting all the mistakes, inconveniences, and failures onto you. This not only makes you feel like you're the cause of all the problems, but also makes you feel guilty, even if it's not your fault. This is a way for him to shirk responsibility and put you in a state of stress, constant worry, and fear that you'll make another mistake. Psychological manipulation is a subtle form of control, and when you hear this over and over again, You may start to believe that you're really wrong. But a healthy relationship is one where both partners share responsibility and find ways to solve problems, not one where one person blames the other to escape responsibility. It is important to recognize this sign early, because it not only affects self-esteem, but can also lead to deep psychological damage in the long term. 7. Without you, I can't do anything. This statement shows mental control and manipulation, making you feel inferior and dependent on the other person. This is a form of mental abuse, where the other person intentionally makes you lose your confidence and independence in life. When you hear this sentence repeatedly, you will gradually believe that you are not capable of taking care of yourself or deciding anything without the other person. In a healthy relationship, both people need to encourage each other to develop independently, become stronger, and not be bound to each other by dependence or weakness. A good partner will always support you in developing your skills, confidence, and independence, and will never intentionally make you feel worthless without them. If someone makes you feel like you can't survive or succeed without them, it's a clear sign of a toxic relationship where mental control gradually overwhelms your freedom and individuality. This not only harms your personal growth, but also destroys the balance and fairness in the relationship. 8. I can do better without you. This is a statement that destroys the spirit and value of the relationship. When someone says they can do better without you, it implicitly affirms that you are not important enough, not good enough, and have no valuable contribution to make in their life. Not only does this hurt your self-esteem, it is also a huge insult to the love and dedication you have put into the relationship. A healthy relationship is based on mutual respect and recognition. Both parties need to feel important and that the relationship brings value to both of them. If your partner constantly denies your value, it shows that they are not committed to the relationship, do not see your contributions, and do not respect what you have to offer. This statement is also a clear sign of long-term disengagement, where the person may be considering leaving or no longer value the relationship. This can lead to feelings of insecurity, anxiety, and loss of trust in you. A truly lasting relationship is one where both people encourage each other, build trust, and commit to moving forward together. Not one where one person constantly puts the other down and denies their worth. 9. He doesn't need to explain anything to you. When he refuses to explain or communicate, it not only shows disrespect, but it's also a sign that he's intentionally building an emotional barrier in the relationship. Refusing to explain is a way to keep you at a distance and not let you know what's going on. This leaves you feeling excluded from important decisions or truths in the relationship. A healthy relationship cannot exist without communication and transparency. Avoiding communication shows that he doesn't value your opinions or feelings. You have a right to be understood and shared in a relationship, but when your partner refuses to provide any explanation, it means he's trying to control the narrative and your emotions. This undermines trust and creates a relationship environment where you never know what's going on behind your back. Lack of transparency is a precursor to doubt and uncertainty in a relationship, and if left unresolved, it can lead to rifts that are difficult to repair. 10. I'll leave you if you don't change. This is a clear threat that is manipulative and coercive. When he uses this phrase, he is trying to control you by setting conditions for you to follow. True love never demands change out of coercion, but instead supports and encourages you to become better people. Threatening to leave is not a way to solve problems in a relationship. but rather a way to impose and manipulate the other person. You may feel pressured to change to keep the relationship, but if that change is not voluntary and loving, it will cause you to lose yourself. A person who truly loves you will accept you for who you are and will sit down and work through your problems together instead of giving you ultimatums. This statement not only shows disrespect, but also shows a power imbalance in the relationship, where he is in control and you are put in a weak and vulnerable position. If you hear statements like, "I don't have time for your problems, you're just imagining things," or "I can't do anything without you," it could be a sign that your relationship is becoming unhealthy. These statements show disrespect, emotional denial, and sometimes even mental control. A person who truly loves you will never make you feel insecure or dependent on them. A healthy relationship requires mutual respect, support, and encouragement to grow independently. When your partner constantly denies your worth, making you feel like you're not good enough, it's a sign that you should seriously reconsider the state of the relationship. Saying things like, "I can do better without you," shows that the other person is not committed to the long term and does not value you. Being in a relationship where you always feel worthless will cause long-term damage to your psychology and spirit. Sometimes, what you need to do is stop and look for a relationship based on more respect and sincere love. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video to the end. Hopefully, today's content has given you a clearer view of the signs to avoid in a relationship. If you find the sharing useful, don't hesitate to leave a comment and share your thoughts below. Don't forget to like the video to support the channel and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next interesting content. Wishing you all strength and happiness in your love journey. See you in the next videos.